Hi there, it's me, Gamer Terror here. I'm recapping Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, episode 30. Please subscribe, watch fully, and send in donations. Thank you. Let's get started. In Yuhi's room, Yuhi summons Join Tech Ace, laughing as he wonders what Udios will do. Udios is about to do something with his deck, but notice there's something marked on the spell cards. Udios praises him for noticing it, explaining that these are called icons. Udios muses that he sees nothing that a duelist can distinguish between equip or spell cards. At a glance, Yumu calls the boys to dinner, running Udios to ask if it is already time that Udios' head swims with disappointment. At the dinner table, plates of curry bread are placed in the table, much to UTS' displeasure. Quoting Yuhi, Udios informs that they will have curry bread for 6 weeks in a row. Udios explains that they have eaten curry bread for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for that long. Udios asks his sister, when will the curry bread festival will stop? Yumu explains to him that humans are only creatures that will eat something knowing it's spicy. Yuhi knows Yumu is doing this for a campaign, while wondering what she has this time. Which his sister holds up the poster for the curry bread festival. At the bottom there are different colored plates, and Yumi explains to the boys that there are 6 types. She needs one more to complete the set, leading Udios to wonder what she means by Townsend. Running explained that if someone collects stickers from buying curry bread, he or she can exchange it for a plate. To Udios' excitement, but when he is told that it's called a companion by Townseed, he muses about it. Yumu comments that companions are pure romance, and Townseed explains that it's a Yumu belief to get whatever free, since it's like climbing a mountain just because it's there. Yumu informs that the deadline to turn the plates in is today. And completely plates that she is different going to get all 6 plates. He sarcastically tells Yumu to do whatever, but wonders why they always get dragged into the food festivals every time. Deciding to put his sister in his shoes for a bit right before another plate of curry bread appears on his hand. Yuhi adds that it's Yuhi's quota for today, which Yuhi explains that he can't eat all that curry bread. Although Townseed reassures him that Yumu is bearing the heavy responsibility of being president and convinces him to let her have this. Yuhi knows that Townseed and Mr. Briagoe were annoyed too, and sure enough, Townseed, Bergery, and Toombs nervously pass out and off as Yuhi demands them to eat all the curry bread, but all UTS refuses to do so as Yuhi continues forcing the adults to eat the curry bread. UTS stares at the poster and muses about the campaign again. In Yuhi's room, Yumu panics that there is nothing, and practically throws all the belongings searching for something. It is revealed that she is missing her last sticker. Yuhi taunts that even the campaign conqueror Yumu loses something as his sister becomes distraught over the last sticker. Although Yumu laments about her beautiful romance, the peak of her youth, her raison d'etre. He has arrived since he has heard heard Yuumu's cries before offering her a new sticker. Resembling Udius himself, Yuumu squeals that she is in Udius' debt, which Belgradian alien replies with a thumbs up, declaring that it was a problem. That it wasn't a problem. He rushes to the boiler page, recording demanding her plates. She runs into Zawajuo, who is in the human form, and requests to exchange her stickers. But Yuzuro informs her that there is none. Yumi is shocked at this, recalling that Zuwujuo had a whole box of plates yesterday, and when she opens the box, she's horrified to discover that all of the plates have broken. As Yujiro leaves, Yuumu asks him if she can still exchange the poster, even though he doesn't have plates today. Refuses, but she does her best to convince him that she collected all the stickers. However, Zojuro claims that they have no money for plates, as Yuumu demands to speak to the manager, but he revealed to her that he is the manager. Yuumu reminds Yujiro that he is responsible for the plates since he is the manager of the bakery. Only Zao Ijiro is to order her the box of broken plates, and she protests that she doesn't want that, while whimpering that she didn't think she would have a demand something from such a small store like this, and bets that Zujiro would make an apology and show her good faith that a block like him has no right to run a campaign. As Yuumu fantasies about traveling in different worlds, she is willing to transfer and endure all kinds of conditions for the sake of her precious rewards, saying that she will throw her all into it, and the proof of her efforts is the prize. She requires that this isn't something she feels. It's a scream from the heart of everyone in the universe. It was promo campaigns, but Zaldro ignores all that she said and thinks that the passionate burning of her soul doesn't move him. But she can't give up on the title of Queen of Promotional Campaigns. Terza, who is peering through the curtains, informs Yuumu that there were unavoidable reasons, even though Zojuro broke the plates for 3 weeks. Yujiro has barely eaten a meal a day, which makes it 3. To save Zojuro for 3 days, forcing Zojuro to ask Zojuro if he wasn't selling plenty of curry bread. Zojuro admits that he does likes curry. To her shock, and furiously wonders why Zojuro chose to open a curry bread store if he hates curry. But Terza tells her that it is a secret of Zojuro. Explains that it's because he hates curry bread that he chooses to sell it. Yuumu, to the utter horror, thinks this place is crazy and chastises Zojuro terrible social skills and Tezra's number 3 tick. She realizes that something is off and doesn't know what it is, but she cares about all she cares about right now is her plate. Her has become very fiery as she is determined to get that plate no matter what, and then Tezra to a rush duel. If she wins, Tezra will give her a plate. Tezra accepts the challenge, and Tezra's shock. To Terza's shock, meaning that he has no intention of losing before he takes off the bakery outfit with a cry of Voagiria, transforming him in his normal form. Yuumu is surprised to discover that Zojuro was the manager all along, and that at the right time, it appears off his head into the small doors and shouts, "Boo!" Finally, Yuumu realizes that Tezra The Flatwoods monster is there too, since she didn't notice because she was angry and declared that she wasn't she was losing this duel. Outside, Tessa replaces the poster on the bench while she stands and we're watching Yuumu and Zotaro's duel. Yuumu and Jojo declare their names and insert their decks into the duel discs. The cry of "Go Rush!" to play the blades in Green Hollow's dome. Yuumu declares her turn and campaign draws swipe near her hand containing advanced block of Appetizer Dragon Sight and Alpha Burns Drake. First she summons Appetizard, the Dragon Sight, and Alpha Burns Drake. Then she tributes Drag Sight to special tribute summon Swiftner with 1800 attack. She better burn Dragon and Alta Warren from her deck to the graveyard to use its effect. And for every level 6 or 1 monster on the field, she inflicts Zujuro 200 damage, reducing him to 3,400 life points. Yumi notes that after Sniffer uses its effect, it can't attack for the rest of the turn, but that means Zurdro can't attack on turn 1. So she sets a card and ends her turn. Zurdro declares his turn and draws a boiled bagel recoiling manager. His hand contains Voidverg Poltertast, Voidverg Hosters, Hoppitoters, Volkerberg Herterari, and Void Wall. He summons Vorg Pelostast and Voidberg Hopwoodters and tributes them to summon special tribute summon chanting "Awaken from the deepest abyss of the galaxy. Comes a terror that lives only for conquest and glory. Rise, Void Verg. Hekatori Chair." Yuumu remembers Hekatori Chair, the super high class monster she saw during Yudis and Zawa's duel, which has also effect that inflicts damage, and wonders if Zawa wants to inflict her effect damage too, or does he want enter battle and attack. She vows not to let him do either, explaining to him that if he summons a level 5 or higher monster, she can activate the trap card Advanced Block to change them one monster to Zawa's field and one monster refers to defense position. Hitler observes that not only can Hekator Chair not use this effect, but can't attack either. Zotro summons Voidberg Hotori and changes Hotori to defense position to use its effect, and in the end of the next turn, it gains defense by 1,300 to 2,600, and Yuumu calls Zelda monster Tinturus. He sets a card and ends his turn. Yuumu asks herself if this is Zelda before recalling the past episodes where she felt nothing but Zelda's unapproachable aura, the silent insanity and a strong obsession, impressive pressure. But she can't feel any of that from Zaujiro. More wait until the moment is interrupted when Zajuro's stomach growls and admits that it happens regularly. Striking Yuumu as she realizes that it's because he's starving. Terza noticeably chomps down on 2 curry breads as she declares that she'll eat eat for Zandro. Yuma groans, whatever, as she declares her turn and draws. Diamondro, the Deca Dragon, Burst Wave, Phantom Band, Quartery, Keyblade, download Dragon, Drago, Tracking. She activated the Slurner again, inflicts Zadro 600 damage, dropping from him to 2,800 life points. Before tributing Alpha Burn Drake and Swapner to tribute summon chanting shine with brightness surpassing the sea of 10. Bits draw upon the power even higher, 10 times up. Dharma Guardian, the Deca Dragon. Streams of data converging across the network. Evoke to speed, of course, the Timorous Terror. Deca Demacanian appears with 2,400 attack, and Yumi activates the field spell card Burst Wave, Platinum Band, sending them into a digital world with sound waves, explaining that all of 6 or higher or lower mountain dragons of both the builds can attack directly. She activates the equipped spell card Quarterly Keyblade, chanting speed up the speed, accelerate the accelerator. No. Type up the letters of power for my Diamondira. The Uso Quarterly Blade, and claims that Demar gains attack by 200 to 2,800. For every face-up spell card on the field, and its attack pierces before requesting Zerdra to give her the plate after she wins. And the starter knows that the mark of the sticker is different. Yumu thinks she is talking about the icons on the field spell and equip spell, and tells her it's a different spell card. It points out that the mark she is talking about is actually the last sticker from the curry bread festival poster. Yumu gasps and thinks that this counterfeit has to do something with viewed as Drew. Something since the fact that he had a sticker at all was strange. She wants to apologize, but decides to continue doing it instead. Yuma tells Ezra that the sticker may be wrong, but she promises to give her a plate if she won the duel before activating the spell card Download Dragon, sending the top of their cards SSD Drake, Blue Fang Burst Dragon, and Red Boot Boost Dragon of her deck to the graveyard, explaining that if there were monsters among them, the monsters lose attack, and as Hikarochar only falls to 1700 attack. So notice that lowering the attack of the defense position monster is meaningless. Yumi protests that it wasn't her goal and returns 10 monsters from her graveyard to the deck to use the effective Damagaryaja before sending the 10 cards Dragon Sight, Beta Burn, Dragon Update Warn, One Versum, Dual Corta Tuss, Alpha Burn Drake, Swipener, SSD Drake, Blue Fang Burst Dragon, and Red Boost Dragon of her deck to the graveyard until the end of the turn. For every monster sent to by this effect, Demagogue increases the attack by 2,000 to 4,800. Yumi calls it as a giant effect gain, sharing that her 10 pull from Gacha was a success. Burst Wave Platinum Band. Demagogue attacks directly at Zurduro, dropping him to 1,300 life points. Attacking the deck of pierces of the equipment quarterly keyblade. Both Tezzera and Yujiro know that if this attack goes through, Yumu will win and get her plate. But Yujiro holds up Yumu's plate as he placates Yuma's criticism, making the girls realize that it's the same plate from their poster. The trap card Void Wall, increasing his monster's defense by 500 to 3600. Army defense position monster on the field, and quarterly blade smashes, however reducing it to 100. His life points to 100. Yuma couldn't end it over monster's piercing. She ends the turn, which requires his turn draws. Voidberg Trifering, Voidberg Global, Voidberg Elysium, Voidberg Pollinator, and Voidberg Black Dwarf. First, he attributes authority to tribute summon Void Dark Black Dwarfs with a 1500 attack. Summons Void Gar, returning the monster from his graveyard to his deck, and use the effect of Global, which can count as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a attack position monster before tributing Global. Tribute summon Chanting Awakening from the deepest abyss of the galaxy comes the promise of dark paradise. Extend before me, Voidberg Elysium appears with 2500 attack, and Yumi flinches as she activates the trap card Drago Tracking. Since Yujiro tribute summon L5 or higher monster, raising the attack of Daimakuja by 500 to 3300, and for the rest of the turn, Yujiro must attack her monster first, which Tezzera notes that if Yujiro must attack Daimakuja, Yumi adds that she will have his counter here and now. Yujiro sends Pale Rider from his hand to the graveyard to use the effect Elysium as it gains attack by 500 to 3000. Then Demagarja is charged to face down defense position and explains that when Hunter is in an equipped spell, is charged to face down the defense position. Quick spell is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. He activates the effect of Black Dwarf and special summons Pale Rider from his graveyard, and he activates the equipped spell Void Tirefing, chanting the magical blade that grants the wishes of the wicked. Yujiro Velgear offer this long sword to Elysium equipped spell Voidberg Terrifying, a giant sword summoned with rocks appeared before Elysium, who grabs it, raises the attack by 400 to 3400. His attack pierces Elysium, attacks with a burning, shining slash, reducing Yuma's life points to 1600. Power Rider attacks Appetizer, dropping her to 1500 life points. Final User tells his opponent to say farewell to her plate, declares that the dinner is over as Black Dwarf attacks Yumi directly, releasing her life points to 0. Yumi laments that she lost the duel ever since she came this far, agrees to give up the plate. So assumes her that it wasn't it, asking Ichiro to keep their bakery a secret from the secret. To keep their bakery a secret from secrecy. Though Yuzuru acknowledges that Taza and Yujiro are kind of troublesome aliens that UTS would deal with. Yujiro holds up the plate, exciting Yuma as she declares that she will keep it a secret. Yujiro's stomach growls again as he suddenly feels dizzy because his energy drained after the duel, and it causes him to break the plate that was about to give to Yumu. Yumu screams and Teresa calls into her name in worry. Yumu collapses in despite as she moans loss of her broken plate. Back in Yuhu's room, Yumu remains frustrated since she couldn't retrieve her plate and asks about the sticker. But it reveals to her that it wasn't a sticker than the campaign he thought of. He expresses gratitude for Yumi's help so far. He says to give himself a sticker for every person he helps at UTS. Meanwhile, as she thought, Yuhi's tries to cheer her up, assuring her that she will have another campaign soon, and he doesn't want her to try too hard. He just tells Yumu to wait here as she goes to the drawer. Yuhu admits she doesn't want a sticker anymore, but Yuzu insists that she gives her a plate that is colored yellow with a crown. Yuhi recognizes it as a paper plate, and Yumu wonders what is with the color. UDS introduces the plate as white attribute, and explains that Rush Duel has 6 different monster attributes: dark, earth, water, fire, and wind, and the missing plate piece is light. It appears that Yumi has cooked all 6. Yumi tells him that is not what she meant. Edith shows Odo twins that she has drawn the white sorcerer, the white plate, causing Yumu to lament that she is plate-cated. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button to help me get 1,000 plus subscribers. Watching fully helps increase the watch hours per 1,000 plus. And please be sure to send donations to the Patreon page at Anime Tower Space Tunes, starting at $2 a month. Have a blessed day. See you next video visit. But for now, bye!